Hey, my name is Tashaka Armstrong, and thank you for joining me for another Tech for the Rest of Us. Today, we're taking a look at Samsung's Galaxy Note 8. This phone is highly anticipated because Samsung had some problems with the previous release, the Note 7. Did they get it right? Did they get it wrong? Is this enough to dispel the fog that was cast on them with the previous version of the Note 7? Let's get into it. The Note 8 is a great looking phone with almost no bezel. There isn't a whole lot of ground to cover where making slab style smartphones are concerned, but this phone is actually gorgeous. It's an obelisk of museum caliber quality. It's a showpiece, only overshadowed when its display illuminates and reveals a 6.3-inch Super AMOLED 2960 by 1440 resolution screen with a density of 521 pixels per inch that is one of the best on the market. No, seriously, it is gorgeous. A glass front and rear makes the phone appear to have no edges, thus the name of the screen tech, Infinity Display. Colors pop, and it is bright and very easily readable outdoors. Photos taken from the rear cameras look great, and video is a joy to watch. The screen is even one of a small handful which are HDR compatible, which means that you'll be able to watch Netflix and other streaming or cinematic content in HDR on your phone now. Hidden under that front side Gorilla Glass are a bevy of sensors. You get the usual array, but you'll also get some technology which allows you to unlock your phone with either facial recognition or iris recognition. This isn't new, but it works very well unless you're in bright sunlight. Facial recognition doesn't work quite as well for me with the beard, but the iris recognition has been rock solid. There are 3 buttons on the phone. You'll get a power button, volume rocker, and the much ballyhooed Bixby button. More on that later. Around the edges, you'll see a headphone jack, USB-C, microphone, mono speaker, and the S Pen. Around the rear, you'll find the piece de resistance, the dual camera setup. Samsung has already been making excellent mobile shooters, but they took it one step further and gave you a wide-angle telephoto lens, which Samsung uses to great effect. Not only can you now take wider angle shots without having to back up 50 feet from a subject, if you're taking group photos, but the 2 cameras will work in tandem to produce shots where the subject is crisp and sharp, while the background has that beautiful blur, a camera trick called bokeh. The camera app allows you to go manual and control ISO, aperture, and more, a feature which has been with Samsung for a minute, but definitely helps you get the most out of your use of the phone's cameras. Let's get into that user experience though. Samsung's latest version of TouchWiz does a better job than previous iterations of getting out of Android's way and letting you get to that nougaty 7.0 goodness. Swipe up or down to get in and out of the app drawer. The home button, which vanishes now, allows you to access Google Assistant. Speaking of the vanishing home button, you can set the nav bar to auto hide, which allows you to enjoy more of the screen, and that's largely the tail of the tape for the Note 8. Not a lot new, but a lot of refinements which take advantage of the screen real estate and the S Pen. The new app pairing feature allows you to take 2 apps you use together frequently in split window mode and create a shortcut for them which launches them in multi-window. You can throw that shortcut on your home screen or in the app's edge. For me, professionally, I love the dual messenger feature. If you're like me and you work with personal and professional social media accounts or use messaging apps tied to different phone numbers like WhatsApp, the Note 8 will allow you to run 2 instances of the same app. Say one for your personal and one for your brand page. In terms of the hardware user experience, it's good to know the S Pen has plenty of options for those who want to be alerted if you drop your S Pen or walk away from it with it not inside its housing. For the music lover, you're only going to get 1 speaker at the bottom of the phone. It gets plenty loud, but audio output has never been the strong suit of these devices. The fingerprint scanner is still somewhat awkward as it's off-center on the back, but placing it further away from the camera means less smudges on that lens. When talking about the hardware experience, we can't forget the S Pen, which, though it is hardware, is primarily about the software enhancement which comes with it. Couple items to note with the S Pen are new live messages and the expansion of screen-off memo functionality. Now you're able to write somewhere in the area of 100 notes and pin them to the always-on display. If you haven't used the feature yet, Screen Off Memo does exactly what it sounds like and allows you to write, edit, and save handwritten notes with the screen off. Then there's Live Messages. The feature allows you to write messages with the S Pen, embellish them, send them via messaging services to contacts. Only when you send them, they animate like GIFs. Yes, with a hard G. I've been having a blast sending handwritten animated messages to my wife and children personally. Productive? Not necessarily. Effective and fun? Absolutely. There is so much more to learn and to know about the S8. There are features that are buried. There are features that may not even be in the manual, like the ability to use the front-facing camera to do that beautiful background blur like you could do with the rear camera. Not actually talked about in any manuals, but the feature is there, as you can see in this photo here. We're still going through it. We're still even learning more things about the phone. But this is overall our review. This is one of the best Android phones on the market, and certainly one of the best Note phones that Samsung has put out. You can't go wrong with the Note 8 if you're willing to spend the money for it. So that's the Galaxy Note 8. It is one of the finest premium flagship phones on the market right now. And there's so much more to get into to find out. You can have this phone for several months and still be learning new things about the device. And frankly, most of us won't use but a fraction of what this phone can do on a regular basis. Hey, if you have any questions that I didn't answer in the video, please leave them in the comments section below. I'll get to them. As always, thank you for watching.